Hi guys, today I want to talk about the notion of socialist or socialism. As Mamdani won the election, we can see how much the youth loathe the idea of establishment. As Mamdani said in his victory speech, we toppled the political empire. I guess as a Chinese person, I can reasonably comment on socialism, although I would seriously argue that current China is in no way a de facto socialist or communist country, despite claiming so. Whether Mamdani will actually carry out any socialist policies after being elected remains unknown, as the game power is rarely about sticking to one's words. First, socialism is not communism. Socialism generally means that members of society, including governments, cooperatives, and sometimes communities, take a larger ownership and role in resource distribution. Communism, on the other hand, relies more on distinction, conflict, and alliance of social classes. In a way, communism can be seen as a more radical form of socialism, or you might say they dissect social issues from different angles, like different types of boats heading toward the same shore of social equity. Historically, the United States was never a notably socialist country, as the term has long been associated with the much feared communism. The US was founded on capitalist value, the fierce protection of private property clearly stated in its constitution. Although in the early colonial days, various Protestant settlements carried out limited experiments in communal or utilitarian sharing, the US as a nation largely benefited from the engine of capitalism. In reality, however, no major modern nation relies purely on a single system. China blends capitalism with socialism, and so does the United States, though in a different proportion. The difference lies in the ratio of ownership and control, so more private ownership versus more public ownership, more social welfare versus more billionaire building. Ultimately, it depends on how a country's leadership and establishment choose to shape its system, and that balance shifts with the complexity of each era. Zohar Mamdani describes himself as a democratic socialist, meaning he aims to implement socialist principles through democratic participation, often emphasizing a robust social safety net and public services such as healthcare and education. But now I'd like to ask my followers, do you think the US has a strong enough welfare system to carry out these ideals? Nevertheless, at the end of the day, I would argue that whether socialism or capitalism or both, these are fundamentally tools of the establishment to manage its assets, people, resources, capital, and land. Mamdani's success carries the anti-establishment flag that we younger generation want to see. Now he himself becomes part of that establishment, gaining a degree of agenda-setting power, albeit one subject to many constraints. In the economics of the 21st century, the greatest challenge is no longer how to build a pie, but how to distribute it. Socialism, capitalism, whatever label we use, what truly matters are the policies and actions that follow and whether they genuinely benefit the coalitions that sent him to power. Judging from history, we'll also know that this has not always been the case. So what's your opinion? Please feel free to share.